Before, I'd like to start off with thanking the Almighty for making everything possible. And good morning, everyone. I'd like to congratulate the parents of all graduates. It's a great achievement for the families of the graduates. The reason I say this is because when I graduated 2 years ago, I remember my family being very excited. So the family does play a very, very crucial part when the students graduate. I'd like to congratulate all the students for their achievement. Before I start, I'd like to talk about life, the importance of life, and how to appreciate life. The reason why I want to speak about that is because we're all here. Most of us here have BB, Facebook. Everyone has that WhatsApp. So the reason why I want to speak about it is because everybody's statuses, profile pictures, it's all about you should enjoy life to the fullest. YOLO, which is Lil Wayne. Everybody speaks about that. But have you ever really just gave it a real thought about life appreciation? I'm just going to touch on that, and I'm going to explain it in extreme detail. So, before you were even a baby in your mother's womb, everybody was a sperm cell. But think about that. Think about before that. How much other sperm cells was around you, your brothers and sisters? If there's 10 people in a family, everyone says it's a lot, but there's about 10 million discarded. They didn't even get a chance to be a baby. That's a fact. And today, now everybody hears that just the fact that you actually had a chance to live, that's a gift itself. So for all the graduates, and for all the parents as well, you can probably relate to it. For all the graduates, take a look. When everybody was grade 1, everybody that was around you, so many friends, all the people you knew. Now from there all the way to matric, you reach matric. So if you just take a look back to grade 1, you'll see all of them weren't there. So, but you guys were there. Some must have, everybody did different things, but you guys were taking advantage of life and seeking more knowledge. Now from there, you went to go study. Most of you went to go study after, some not, but then you achieved a diploma. Some of you achieved bachelor's, some your doctorates, and some your master's, but you still pursued understanding and knowledge. So you took life and you lived it to the fullest. Not to the fullest yet, but you certainly took advantage of every opportunity that you got. So if you take a look now from your graduation, look towards first year. Everyone there didn't graduate with you. Look towards grade 1. Most of them weren't there at all. I live in a Liverpool and I come from there. The standards only lies with you. That's where standards come from. Cape Tech has the standard pass rate 50%, but the best person to compete with is yourself. The reason I say that is because when I clustered, the first event I had when I was at All Mutual, I clustered schools together, I clustered a bunch of schools together. So my target was to get 250 people together. And what happened was I got 140. 140 people was together, and I was so disappointed. But everybody around me was extremely happy because of what I did. But because I competed with me, I was disappointed. If you compete with yourself, you will never ever be happy. You are never happy with what you do. You will always try to improve, always. The best person to always compete with is yourself. If you compete with yourself at college, you get 50%, I doubt you'll be happy. If you get 60%, I doubt you'll be happy. 80%, I doubt you'll be happy. You will never be happy with what you do, ever. Because you know for a fact you can do better. So what I'd like to move on now to is, everybody must have heard, when you finish graduate, you don't use everything you learned. That's totally by choice, and it's also to do with the different stream. Because I graduated in marketing, and then I went to finance, and then I used all my marketing skills. I would say about 80% or more than 80% of what I learned was marketing. So that's totally your choice if you don't make use of what you learned. But in reality, you can make use of everything that you learned. The key to life is seeking knowledge and understanding. So the book I wrote, it's Gain Friends, Lead People, Be a Hero. And the website, I'm just touch on the website that I have, it's Understand People. Now when I say understand people, I don't mean read them or analyze them or try to figure out what they're thinking. Because I remember one guy, she told me, you'll never figure me out. Now when I say understand people, I don't mean figure them out. What I mean is try to listen to what they're saying, understand them, listen clearly, listen attentively, and from there you speak to them. And to be non-judgmental at all. So it's all about understanding and listening. And the reason why I want to speak about it is because I did a presentation at the correctional facility. What they do is they must check up on prisoners to see if everybody is there or not. So the guards, the government workers, so I had to do a presentation for them. When I went there for about 3 or 4 visits, but on one visit I went there, they were all in a meeting. And they actually put me with all the prisoners. They put me with a lot of prisoners, ex-convicts. And I sat there with them. I had on a coat. It was raining that day. Everything was nice. And then one of the people, I asked one of the guys, why are you here? And the guy looked at me and he said, moord, which is murder. But the way he looked at me is if, like, he looked at me with, like, scared. And I said, oh, okay. And then he told me, oh, so why are you here? And I smiled and I told him I work for a mutual. But he looked very, very confused. I was, okay, it's fine. You can look confused. It's fine. But then afterwards, and then I spoke nicer to him. I asked him how often does he come. He told me come here and clean. And when I left, I greeted him. And so he's there for murder, but you can actually speak to him. It's all about just understanding people. It's about stepping. Everybody has their own reality. So when doing marketing, we speak about segments and clusters. So everybody pinned together. So there's a lot of, don't mean this there's a lot of stereotyping in marketing because when you cluster people together. So it's all about stepping into their reality, speaking their language, because then they understand better. Because a language I struggle with is Afrikaans, pure Afrikaans. I struggle with that. So when I speak to my friends, when I speak in their language, I sound stupid. But I know for a fact that I'm not stupid. But I sound completely stupid speaking to them. Because there's one guy sent me a message, he wrote V-U-I-S. So I was thinking, what's vice? What's vice? And then he said, it's face, first. So I was like, oh, okay, face. If I had to hear the word, I'd know it's face. V is actually F and W is V. Yeah, I remember that afterwards. So it's all about, it's not about, to me, it's not about the fact that they think I look stupid. It's as long as I gain knowledge. That's the important part of life. I'd like to end off with a story. It's about the journey of how I went to actually get and achieve my book. And the reason why I want to speak about that, it's because it actually does link with college graduates. Earlier when I spoke about you pursued life, now when I graduated 2 years ago, and then when I actually graduated, all my friends graduated, yeah. Today I wrote the book, but some of my friends, they didn't actually do anything. They're actually doing they're not actually doing much at all. Some of them are staying at home. Some of them, yes, of course, made it. But the ownership lies with you. Definitely. The ownership lies with you. Because if you look at Christopher Columbus, the guy who discovered America, he actually went on his way. He wanted to find a way from Europe, an easier way from Europe to Japan. That's what they wanted to do, from Europe to Asia, because they never knew America existed. He came across there. But he actually looked for about 15 to 20 years, trying to get a sponsor for someone to sponsor him a boat, and so he can pay a team to go with him. Nobody wanted to do it. But just pursuing, continuing his dream, he actually did it. When I first started my book, I was at All Mutual. I told everybody around me, I'm going to start my book. Imagine somebody, one of your friends tell you, no, I'm going to write a book. A lot of my people thought, oh, okay, no, I'm trying to live a movie. I'm trying to live a fantasy life. That's what everyone thought. But it's fine, I continued. One guy actually kind of offended me when he told me, because he was one of my friends, told me, Ziyaad, seriously, stop trying to live the fantasy life. And I couldn't understand what they mean, because in my head, I don't understand why it's not possible. I don't understand why anything is not possible. Everything is possible. Like people flying, for example. That sounds very, very impossible. But all depends on how you look at it. Because there's being discovered, I don't know if it's finalized, but in Japan, they're attaching a leg to a person and linking it to the brain. So I don't know if that's finished, but you can actually move the leg with your brain. That's what you can do. So if they can do that, why can't they attach a jetpack on you and fly like that? I'm just making an example. And even like, the reason why I'm speaking about this is because many of the times people will tell you not to do something because they don't have the guts themselves. That's about it. So, it's actually, when I actually emailed I actually had to email a manuscript. Before it's a book, it's actually a manuscript. I never knew that. I read the website. So, when I actually emailed the manuscript, I emailed it from my Ymail account, my Yahoo account, so it went as spam. So 2 weeks later, I called them, I asked them if they got the book. They told me no. So I told them, no, and we spoke about it, and then they told me, no, they got it at spam, they got it. So the people asked me, some of the people that worked with me asked me, so did you send the book? Then I told them, no, it actually went as spam. Can you imagine how I sound? Like someone who's lying, completely lying. But then it's fine, I just know, as long as you know, you're telling the truth, so it's fine. So eventually the book got launched and everybody was okay. But the message I want to give you is ownership lies on you to take it further. Everything you learned, it is relevant. And in pursuing, every single place I go, I make sure I learn. Internship is one of the places, those of you who went to internship is one of the places where I learned the most. Every presentation, PowerPoint I do, it's because the company Zero Foundation taught me. They have a unique way of doing PowerPoints, and they taught it me. So that is something, because they specialize in presentations. So it's so crucial just to go everywhere and you learn. So the last thing I just want to mention is, when I actually decided to write my book, I actually made a it's not that easy. It's to sit there, it's the same like doing a thesis. That's actually what it is. It's the same. You do the research, you type, it's the same, it's the exact same, it's just longer. But the, the hardest part for me was weekends, I didn't go out. I typed. At night, I typed. For about 8 months, I barely went out. I typed. So that's actually the hardest part, is dedication. It's a lot of people succeed at the older age and then they enjoy life at the younger age. I did the exact same, it's just vice versa. I decided to work harder at the young age and I'll enjoy it at the older age. You guys can do it, it's up to you. But thank you for listening. Congratulations again for all the students. Hope you enjoy your day.